In this video, I'm gonna go over everything that is happening at Sakura-Con. And if it's your first time here, my name is Vo. I'm a small artist based in the Bay Area, and I'm doing my first out-of-state event, so this is pretty exciting for me. I did have an unintentional hiatus off YouTube for 4 months, or I guess 5 months now, because we're in April. And this was because the holidays, life stuff, things happen, okay? It's fine. Vacuum sealer. So I vacuum sealed like 3 of these with my clothes and my tablecloth. Yeah, that's a whole thing. I'm gonna go unpack. I have work to do. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan right now. It's day 2 for Sakura-Con. We already have everything pretty laid out. So me and Kaya say hi. Oop, oop. The booth is already pretty much set up, so we just charged our battery pack and that's already ready. And now we're gonna go vendor hall to go see what's going on over there. Yep. Okay, we're back in the artist alley because actually the exhibitor and vendor hall is a whole block away. And currently it's like 10:25 by now. We have to open at 11, so I need that time to just look at art and chill. So we're just gonna look around and see what the artist alley has to offer. I became so exhausted. Kaya just came back from taking a nap at the hotel, and I am now in a completely different outfit and walking around the artist alley. I'm probably just gonna get food, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to see everyone's work. So I don't know, if I see something cool, I might get something. We'll find out. We're here for what day is it? Day 3? But I guess like our 4th day in Seattle. And I sold out of all of my tote bags. I want to talk a little bit about the expenses. Here is a whole list of my expenses, and I will say I did have really, really high expectations for this event. However, when I was doing my research of this event, last year was just all about the Cheesecake Factory fire. People weren't really talking about their expenses, their experience. I mean, a lot of their experience because of the fire. But people weren't really talking about how much money they were making or how foot traffic was or the real like performance of the show. So in my head, I was just thinking like, okay, how bad could it be? Like, we're not going to have a cheesecake fire anymore, right? Right? So as long as like that doesn't happen, the show should be really, really good. I think the show still went really well. It's just that compared to like the local events I do here in California, I think they like kind of perform the same. And when you're traveling out of state to do an event, that's not super amazing. I just thought it would be like way more. There's a lot of factors here. Everyone talks about the economy, state of the world. That's a lot already. that's a lot I don't have to get into because we live that every day. But I will say that there were a lot of artists in the artist alley, and that could play into a lot of factors. People have to spread their money, you know, based on the artists that they see, and the con is long. It starts on a Friday and on a Sunday. I think that my spot was pretty good. It was close-ish to like the market area where people were eating, but also I was in a corner spot, so you could see my booth on two sides. I had my t-shirts on one side where you can like really see them, and the list of the sizing and whatnot, so people could take a look if they couldn't come to the front of my booth. But even then, the foot traffic wasn't so crazy to the point where my booth was just completely blocked in the front. There was a lot of downtime. You know, like at an anime con, there's a lot of things to do. People are going to panels, or meeting their favorite voice actors, or meeting people, they're going to shows, all this stuff. So there's just a lot to do. And between like the building that we were in the Seattle Convention Center Arch. And then on like a block down, when you walk outside and go over, there's another building called the Summit Building. And that's where the exhibitor hall is, or like the vendor hall is. So if people were in the Summit Hall to do stuff there, then they are very far away from where we are in the artist alley, you know? And then I think in our building, there's like a sky bridge that connects to another arch building, and there were events happening there. So it's just a really big con, and it's a lot to like walk around and stuff. Some people, like attendees, were complaining about walking between the different areas. I'm not familiar with anything in Seattle. I'm not familiar anything with the convention center at all. I do not know if that's like common or not. I had a really good time at this event. I have like no major complaints other than there was a lot of downtime. It was pretty slow at certain parts of the event. Thankfully, everyone was really nice though. Funny thing is, a lot of people around me told me that Friday was really good for them, but Saturday was my best day, and Sunday performed better than Friday. On Friday, I sold a lot of my popular clay photo stands, and a lot of you guys thought that they were just like displays and I would have more in the back. No, everything that is handmade, made of clay, everything that's out is one of one. I don't have multiples of that design. Once it's gone type vibe. So when I sold out of my really popular designs on Friday, I got really worried for the rest of the weekend. All I could think about was like how I regret not making more. At that point, I was like, no one wants to buy shirts. I brought so many shirts. I prepared so many shirts, and no one wants to buy my shirts. So I was really anxious about that too. By the time Saturday came, a lot of my prints and stickers were being sold. And then at the end of Saturday is when I sold completely out of coasters. I did not bring enough coasters with me to last through Sunday, so I really regretted that. You know, like I think it's better to sell out. I don't know. In between two things. It's good to sell out because then you don't have to fly with all that stuff, but also I feel like there's an opportunity that's missed with not bringing enough inventory because I could have made more sales while I was there. So by the first hour or like second hour of Saturday, I already paid off my table fee. And then by the end of Saturday, I paid off like my table fee and my hotel, and also some of my like other miscellaneous expenses like travel and my Lyft rides and like food and stuff like that. So I was pretty chillin' at this point. I was not super concerned about anything. You know, everything's a learning experience. That's what I'm trying to take from everything. I was a little sad about the performance of the event. Everyone was telling me they were about 20 or 30% down from the prior year, which is kind of crazy to me because there was a fire the prior year and the hours were completely shifted because of that. Sunday, the hours were much different. So we start at 10 a.m. and we end at 4. And that's kind of better for me, honestly, because then I can hang out with friends, walk around the downtown area or like Capitol Hills, mainly where we were, and then pack up and get ready to leave on Monday morning. I don't know what it was, but maybe people were walking by during the entirety of the con and they're like, I don't know if I want this shirt or not. I'm gonna think about it. We'll figure it out. And then now that we're on the final day, they're like, okay, this is my time to buy this shirt. I've been thinking about it long enough to justify wanting it. But that's generally what I think the mentality was around that. People just kind of taking more time to consider whether they wanted to buy the product or not. I completely sold out of mouse pads, coasters, tote bags, and my Skip and Loafer print. So I was very surprised by that. A lot of people I met really love Skip and Loafer, and I appreciated that a lot. I love talking about Skip and Loafer. I thought my Pride seals were going to be super popular at this event, but they weren't that popular. Actually, stickers always sell really well, but it didn't go as I thought it would. I felt like a lot of the attendees were buying more larger ticket items, like they just wanted one big ticket item, or they would want like a few small items and one big ticket item. Pretty hard for me to determine what I should have brought and shouldn't have brought, but I knew that people loved otters. I knew that people would love seals in Seattle because the aquarium, they're right by the water, so I felt like that was pretty appropriate. If I had the opportunity to do this event again, I definitely would take it because I felt like I learned so much from vending out of state. I got to learn a lot about the general Seattle demographic and what people are interested in over there. I think that's the hardest part, just knowing what to bring and what to prepare. I don't know, lots of thoughts, but that was my experience at Sakura-Con Seattle. I'm so glad I got to go. I got to see the beautiful city of Seattle. I haven't been since like 5 years, and it was very wonderful. If you guys didn't know, the last time I was in Seattle was 5 years ago, and I had never gone back because I went to an Airbnb with bed bugs, and I think that just soured my whole experience about going. I know I shouldn't say like one bad experience like ruins it all, but I just never want to go back after that. Anyways, that is the end of my Sakura-Con adventure. Thank you for sticking around. It was very fun. I feel very tired, but I'm recouping. I had a great time at Sakura-Con, had an amazing time in Seattle. I hope to be back next year. We'll see what happens. Hanging out in Seattle, I spent like so much time just enjoying the food in Capitol Hill and downtown Seattle. I hope you enjoyed this video. My next events are going to be listed here. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Anyways, I will see you guys then. Thank you. Bye.